Welcome guys to another StarCraft PH community cast here. That's a good term. That's a new term. StarCraft PH community casting, replay casting is abound, and we will see another replay sent in here by the community again by Mausami, probably the guy who sends in the most replays of everyone. To be honest, Masami, what a guy this guy, but it does give me a lot of content to work with, so I do appreciate it. So anyway, let's check out the players here. On the top left, on the red Terran, we have DLSU Mausami. DLSU, what does that stand for? Obviously, it's the De La Salle University over there. On the other hand, here on the bottom right, we do have GGVicious H823D. Hate to 3D. I guess he hates 3D. He only likes 2D girls, guys. But anyway, we have our standard Terran versus Zerg, and we have the super duper standard hatchery first to start things off. No spawning pool. This will be GGVicious right now in a situation where he is gonna be economically focused to try and just outrace and outpace the Terran in this situation. On the other hand, already Mausami building up a barracks, and he has this early refinery, so this means he is gonna get enough gas to go for an early Reaper push, just go some books along the way. So in the meantime, we do see in production spawning pool coming on out, a few drones and SCVs as well. And I'm still trying to figure out what I actually want to talk about during the lull period of time like this. Because it's always the same thing over and over again. And DLSU what? It's like I just wanna figure out what I can actually say in a situation like this, because it's always the same thing unless someone goes for cheese. It's always like, here you get some scouting, here you get the expansion. But oh, actually, this is very interesting. Why would you put a spawning pool here? GGVicious is putting the spawning pool all the way in front of the ramp. He's gonna try to wall in or something, because that is a very dangerous spot to put your spawning pool. If it gets picked off by a number of marines later on, it's gonna be a tough time to actually reinforce your army. But anyway, queens are gonna be coming out. The second hatchery is already available. Mausami can get some minerals along the way. And here comes GGVicious putting up some overlords. So interesting enough, Mausami has decided to not go for the Reaper push. Instead, gonna build up that second command center. But interesting though that he is building up his wall up on the primary. So with the primary base walled in, the secondary base is not. So in that situation, any Zergling push will just go rampant in the worker line. Very, very dangerous here from Asami. I'm interested why he built it here instead of down below. But anyway, here comes the Reaper right there. Got a few pokes, but the Queen was already in position. The spawning pool was available already to spawn 4 Zerglings as well. The drone now gonna come on out, and we are gonna see a third expansion immediately here for GGVicious. On the other hand, this Reaper just chilling here, is trying to figure out what he wants to do in life. For some reason though, one can zoom in. Oh, there you go. Looking at the STVs right now, hard at work, just having a good time, just trying to build up as much of the Terran population as they can. Standard 111 here, and we do see some Hellions here from Mausami with a reactor tech. So the barracks right now floated on out, gets a tech lab instead to just wait on that starport to come on in. I do expect maybe some Banshees or maybe even, oh, Liberator being built up here by Mausami. So anyway, the Hellion and the Reaper are already in position. These guys are very strong against light units and can easily poke down the drones and a few of the Zerglings. It all depends though how the Queen will be in position here for GGVicious. He needs to just put the Queen out in front to get some pokes. Now the Zerglings are gonna be tossed into the fire, just through the fire, through the flames, gonna get burnt up. Mausami just regrouping along the way. We do see some drones now coming up, and this is very greedy here for GGVicious. He knows there's an army waiting on at his doorstep. But still, he has decided to go for drones instead. To compensate for the lack of offensive capabilities, he puts up double Evo chamber, and this is the Zerg's way to actually wall on in. 75 minerals per building. Pretty tanky building, well, not too useful, just for upgrades along the way. So GGVicious right now forced to play it safe, and in the meantime, he's still playing this pretty greedily. I'm like, GGVicious, you want to play it safe, but it's like you're playing Monopoly at the same time. You're trying to build houses and hotels all over the map while your opponent is literally just capping out boardwalk. Now the Marine just taking down the Overlord to try and get a quick low supply clap, but GGVicious knows that this is an Overlord that he can lose. The supply depot is now being built up by the second command center being turned up as well. So this means Mausami gonna go for that third Evo chamber, engineering bay rather, is gonna be coming up as well on the duplicate. So this is gonna be a heavy focus on infantry tech here from Mausami. We might see a bio ball right now. We do have the starport now floating on out. And yeah, there's the second box, there's the third box. This is gonna be the ball here for Mausami. Speaking of the ball though, Hellbats right now just dancing around that hatchery, just turning into the bruisers that they can be. The Zerglings gonna come on in, but the flames are just way too hot for those insects. The queens right now being burnt up. The Hellbats though really low, needs to get topped up. No medevac along the way. So these are Hellbats gonna be tossed into the meat grinder at this situation. Now losing 3, Mausami just losing members left and right. The Reaper though still staying alive in the backline. I don't know why this Reaper is still alive here. He has become the commander of the Hellbat squadron. The Liberator though doing a bunch of damage along the way in the drone. Drones are onto the right hand side. This is actually a very pretty Liberator. It's like white and sleek. It's actually really cool. Huh. But anyway, so in this situation, Mausami is heavily in the lead because he has a lot more supply compared to the Zerg, catching up in terms of bases. Mules are just producing so much. And just look at that economy here for Mausami right now. He is just checking up, however, how many upgrades does he have? He has Stim Pack available, and he's double pumping out +1 for both infantry attack and defense. Siege Stack in position as well to siege on up to get some sightlines and just break through any Zergling push. GGVicious on the other hand just gonna try and block out that third. Gonna put those Zerglings in patrol mode, just looking around, trying to see where Mausami is gonna set up. In the meantime though, in terms of production, we see some Spore Crawlers now being built to dissuade the Liberators there from Mausami. GGVicious not really using the Evo Chambers though. He did upgrade the Zerglings to +1 in both armor and melee, so we will see a melee focus along the way. Finally, Hatchery Tech comes on out, and GGVicious really doesn't care about making an army. He only cares about making money, and he's been making a lot of money so far, but his money hasn't been going to a good cause. On the other hand, here comes the Medivacs, here comes the Liberators, here comes the Siege Tank. And this looks pretty bad here for GGVicious. He is caught unaware. He has been playing way too greedily. The Zergling's gonna run on out. The drones are in full production, but this might be the massive liberation the drone coalition has been looking for. The workers won't be oppressed anymore, as here comes Mausami, the great Liberators. Speaking of Liberators, those 16 kills, 18 kills on that one. And in the meantime, the Terra now setting on up. Mausami making kill zone to allow the Siege Tank now to set on up. And the Marines are going to be the ones to go for some pokes. So basically the strategy here for Mausami is he's going to back on out to the line of sight of both the Liberator and the Siege Tank just in case GGVicious gives chase. But he actually isn't aware that GGVicious does not have any units along the way. Look at that, only 27 Zerglings, and they're gonna be turned into Banes right now to try and just get rid of the Marine Bio Ball. But still, this is very dangerous now for GGVicious. Unless these Banelings get huge amounts of hits, he's gonna falter so quickly. On the other hand, GGVicious has been playing it a little smart, has been doing tactics all throughout the map. Look at these. The rock towers are at a pretty low point, so they can get blown up at any point in time to just try and make a cavern for to dissuade Mausami from coming through to the center. On the other hand, Mausami already looking to attack this third base coming on in. It was supposed to be the fourth, but the third base they're broken up by Mausami in that situation. Now we do see another Siege Tank setting on up. It's just some creeping barrage here from Mausami. The Terran gonna stim back in. The Liberator getting position as well. And here comes the guns blazing. 21 guns to loot for this hatchery. And it's gonna falter in this situation. Now the Banelings though into the back line will get a big bust on the Siege Tank. But only one Siege Tank falls. And so many units tossed in by GGVicious. Here comes the kill squad. A firing rate of absolute maximum amount of Ghost Rifles there for Mausami. And things look absolutely dire here for GGVicious. He only has 9 Zerglings right now already and 18 in production. He is trying to get some upgrades, but it's too late. If you don't have any units, what's the point of your upgrades? Game +2, Banelings gonna be coming on out. And I feel like he's just using up the money where he shouldn't be. He's getting these upgrades, but he's turning these guys into banelings as well. He hasn't been able to actually get some big hits. So he should just try to rely on microing those Zerglings instead. Speaking of Zerglings though, here they come. They come on into the siege tank. 7 kills. The rocks actually fall as well. So no way out here for both GGVicious and Mausami. But Mausami looks like this is how he wants to play it. Liberator gonna set on up. We do have 2 Marines. Gonna try and dissuade from Maturate from being built. In the meantime though, look at how much Mausami is ready by his base. This is only the first wave of attackers. The Terrans though, the Marines not focusing onto the right target. Finally get the kill onto that Queen. The Liberator going to shop some, get Commander Liberator at your service here. Mausami right now showing everyone how it's done with the Liberator. And that's gonna be GG. So really, moral of the story. When you play Monopoly, make sure you have a diversified portfolio. You don't allow your opponent to get boardwalk because this is boardwalk right here. I guess this is Park Place, this is boardwalk, and this is like I don't know, utility or some stuff. Because he just went investing on just making money, trying to get some properties there. But Mausami just all in, just ready with the army to come on in and just destroying the Zerg as they try and tech up. So really, Mausami knowing when to play aggressively, 187 compared to 54, absolutely ridiculous stuff there for Mausami, and he gets the victory.